All right, let's dive in. Today we're looking at AI and automation, specifically how they're shaking up the business world.
Definitely a hot topic right now.
It is. We got this really interesting article from RV Global. They're the company that helps businesses navigate those big transitions, like acquisitions or, even exiting the market altogether.
I've heard of them. Solid reputation.
Yeah, and what caught my eye is how they're presenting AI and automation. It's not just a suggestion, it's like,
A must-have.
exactly, they call them the new business imperatives, which sounds kind of serious, right?
Yeah, like get on board or get left behind kind of vibe.
It does. But their reasoning makes a lot of sense. They talk a lot about data, which we know is crucial, but they emphasize how AI can actually make sense of it all in real time.
That's the game changer right there. Humans just can't process information at that speed.
It's mind-blowing. I mean, imagine making decisions based on what's happening right now, not just gut feelings or outdated reports.
It's like having a crystal ball, but one that's actually based on hard data.
Okay, so that's the big picture, but how does this play out in a real business? Like, give me a concrete example.
Sure, let's take marketing. Imagine running a campaign. With AI, you can analyze all the data, pinpoint trends you might have missed, even segment your audience in ways you couldn't do manually.
Wow, so it's like having a whole team of analysts working around the clock, but it's all powered by AI.
Exactly. And it can even predict future customer behavior, which is pretty wild.
It's like AI is taking all the guesswork out of marketing.
In a way, yeah. And it's not just marketing. The article talks about how automation can streamline operations too. Think about those workflows that are just like repetitive tasks.
Yeah, the stuff that takes up so much time but doesn't really require a lot of brain power.
Exactly. Automation can handle that, allowing people to focus on the more strategic stuff, fewer errors, things moving faster. It's a win-win.
I bet some people hear automation and think robots are taking our jobs. But Ravi Global seems to be saying something different.
Definitely. They're all about freeing up human potential. It's not about replacing us, it's about letting us focus on what we do best. Strategy, creativity, building relationships.
The stuff that really needs that human touch.
Right. It's like this partnership where AI takes care of the tasks that are better suited for machines, and humans can focus on the things that require our unique abilities.
I like that. A partnership.
Yeah.
Makes it less scary,
It's not about AI versus humans. It's about AI and humans working together.
Okay, so it's a partnership. It frees up human potential. But what does that actually mean for a company's bottom line? How does all this translate into real benefits?
Well, one of the biggest things is better decision-making. Leaders can make choices based on solid data, not just intuition.
So no more relying on those gut feelings, huh?
Data-driven decisions, that's the key. And it's not just about internal operations. AI can completely revolutionize the customer experience, too.
Oh, how so?
Imagine businesses understanding their customers better than ever, predicting their needs, and providing these hyper-personalized experiences that everyone wants.
It's like AI is helping companies build stronger relationships with their customers.
Exactly. Happy customers lead to a more successful business, plain and simple.
So, if I'm hearing RV Global right, they're saying companies need to go all in on AI and automation. It's not just a trend, it's the foundation for success going forward.
They're pretty clear about that, yeah. Companies that weave these technologies into their core strategy, those are the ones that are going to thrive.
It's like AI and automation aren't just tools, they're becoming part of a company's DNA.
And the companies that embrace that shift, those are the ones that are going to lead the pack.
It's fascinating how all this ties into RV Global's specialty, helping companies prepare for acquisitions or exits.
Oh, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Think about it. A company that's really embraced AI and automation, they're going to look pretty attractive to a potential buyer, right?
They're like, hey, we're efficient, data-driven, ready for the future.
Exactly. It's a strong signal that they're not just surviving, they're thriving and positioned for growth. Investors love that.
So it's not just about day-to-day operations. It's about long-term strategy and attractiveness in the market.
Absolutely. But, it's not all sunshine and roses, right? There's got to be some downsides, some challenges to consider with all this AI and automation stuff.
That's what I was thinking. The article paints a pretty rosy picture, but there have to be some trade-offs, right?
For sure. It's not a magic bullet. One thing is the initial investment. Getting all this tech up and running, it can be pricey, especially for smaller businesses.
Yeah, the cost factor. Makes sense. But maybe as it becomes more common, those costs will come down.
That's the hope. We're already seeing more affordable AI solutions popping up. But yeah, it's something companies have to weigh carefully.
Cost is one thing. What else?
Integration. You can't just plug AI into your business and expect it to work perfectly. It needs to mesh with your existing systems and workflows.
Like fitting a new piece into a puzzle.
Exactly. And then there's a whole human element. We talked about AI freeing up human potential, but that transition can be tricky.
Yeah, people might worry about their jobs changing or even disappearing.
Absolutely. Companies need to think about how to manage that change, how to train and support employees as their roles evolve.
It's about bringing everyone along on the journey, showing them how their skills are still valuable in this new landscape.
And being honest that there's going to be a learning curve for everyone. Implementing AI effectively takes time and a willingness to experiment.
So it's not just about buying the tech, it's about building a culture that embraces change and is willing to learn and adapt as AI evolves.
Spot on. And let's not forget about the ethics of it all.
Yeah.
AI raises big questions about data privacy, algorithmic bias, those bigger societal impacts.
That's a whole other layer of complexity. It's not just about the technology itself, but about how we use it responsibly.
Exactly. AI needs to be used for good, not to create new problems. We have to be mindful of those implications.
It sounds like Revi Global's insights are pretty valuable here. They're not just hyping up the good stuff, they're acknowledging the challenges too.
It's a balanced perspective, which is refreshing. AI and automation are powerful tools, but they need to be used thoughtfully and strategically to really reach their potential.
Like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for bad. We need to be the ones steering it in the right direction.
And that's where things get really interesting, right? How do we ensure these technologies are used to benefit society as a whole?
That's a big question, and a perfect segue into the next part of our deep dive, where we'll explore those broader implications of AI and automation. So we've talked about companies, about how they need to adapt and evolve in this age of AI. But let's zoom in a bit. What about the individual? How does all this impact, someone listening to this right now?
That's the question, right? It's easy to get caught up in the big picture, the tech, the trends, but at the end of the day, AI is going to impact people's lives in very real ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I bet our listeners are thinking, okay, cool, but what about my job? What about my future?
It's natural to wonder that. And the truth is, the job market is already changing because of AI and automation. Some jobs will become automated, yeah, but new ones will emerge too.
It's like a shift, not just jobs disappearing, but the whole landscape changing. What skills will be in demand? What kind of work will people be doing?
That's what we need to figure out. And it's not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. People will need to be adaptable, ready to learn new things throughout their careers.
So staying ahead of the curve is key. But how do you even do that in a field that's constantly evolving?
Well, first off, don't be afraid to dive in. Read articles, listen to podcasts like this one, follow the experts. Knowledge is power, right?
Definitely. But it's not just about reading, is it? It's about getting hands-on experience with these tools too.
Absolutely. There are so many AI-powered tools out there now, and a lot of them are really user-friendly. Experiment, play around, see what they can do.
It's like test driving the future. And you might even discover new ways to be more creative or productive in your own work.
Exactly. And maybe most importantly, stay curious. AI is changing so fast. What's cutting edge today might be old news tomorrow. Embrace that constant learning, that willingness to try new things.
So don't be intimidated by AI. Embrace it.
Yeah.
Learn about it. Use it to your advantage. But also, think about the bigger picture, the ethics, the societal impact.
Right. AI is a powerful tool, but it needs to be used responsibly. We all have a role to play in shaping how it's developed and implemented.
It's like we're all co-creating the future, right?
Yeah.
And AI is a big part of that. It's up to us to make sure it's a future that benefits everyone.
Well said. Keep learning, keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep believing in the power of human ingenuity to shape a positive future.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious.